Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. My name is Meredith Stoner, and today we are going to talk a little bit about making some words. So in this activity, we are going to try to use some letters by putting them in order to make different words. First, we're going to make some small words, and then we'll move on to some bigger words. So let's find a small word. Let's see. All right, let's look at this word. We've got two letters here. I know that may be a little bit difficult to see, but we've got I and we've got T. What sound does I make? That's right. Now what about T? T, t, t. Let's put those sounds together to make one word. It. Our word is it. Very good. Now, before we make another word, I want to show you something. This word has a vowel, just like every other word has a vowel. And there are 5 vowels in the alphabet. We've got A, E, I, O, and U. This is I. This letter right here is a consonant. A consonant are all the other letters that make up the alphabet that aren't vowels. The reason this is important is because we need to understand how to build words. Whenever we understand how to build words, it helps us find patterns within words. It helps us look for vowel patterns, and it helps us make small words into big ones. Let's see if we can build another word. Let me find a small word. Here's one. We've got it. We're going to move it out of the way. Let's make a new one. We've got W, and we've got E. Oh, we moved it out of the way. We've got W, and we've got E. There's our consonant, and there's our vowel. E is a vowel. Let's try to sound this out together. Ready? W, E. This is a long E. Usually when an E is at the end of a word like this, and it's a very short word, it tends to be a long vowel, but sometimes it doesn't always follow that rule. W, E, we. That's right. The word is we. So far, we've made it and we. Those are 2 words that you're probably going to come across very often when you read. These are called high-frequency words. Let's see if we can make some more words with what we've got right here. Ooh, I see one. Let's take away the I. We've got W, E, and now we have T at the end. Let's sound this out together. W, E, T. The E in the middle changed its sound because now it's in the middle of the word. It doesn't always follow this rule, but a lot of the time it does. W, E, T, wet. What's the word? Wet. Very good. Do you see how we took away the I from the word it, and we put we at the beginning, and we made a new word? Now we have wet. But now let's try something else. Remember, this I was from the word it, right? I wonder what would happen if we switched out the I with the E. Now this may be a word that's not familiar to you. It may sound like a made-up word or a silly word, but it is a real word, I promise you. So let's try to sound it out together. W, it. Remember, our vowel is in the middle. W, it. Let's sound it out together. Wit. Wit. Our word is wit. Do you see how we only had the word it? It is I-T. And then we put a W at the beginning, and now we have a new word. What's our new word? That's right. It's wit. Let's start with a different word. Ooh, I have a good one right here. T-H-E. This is kind of a tricky one. If you don't know what the sound makes when T and H come together, if you don't know what sound that is, this might be a difficult word for you to read. When T and H are together, they say th, 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 and your tongue goes right behind your teeth when you say it. Th, th, th. And then we've got an E on the end. This is our vowel right here. These are our 2 consonants. Remember what I said about what sound the E makes when it's at the end of a short word like this. Now, it doesn't always follow that rule, but most of the time it does. This is probably going to be a long E sound, and we know that when a vowel is long, it says its name. So we've got TH. We know TH says, let's just chunk it. We know TH says what? That's right. It says th, th, th. And we know the E at the end is a long verb, or long vowel, sorry. So this E says E. We've got E, V, V. The, our word is the, like the duck, or the dog, or the girl. You could also say it as the. You don't have to say it like the. Either way is correct. Let's see if we can make another word using what we have here. Ooh, I see something we can make. I know you can't see it, but I have an N right here on the other side of my camera, and guess what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to put it at the end of the word the. Let's see what word we have now. This isn't going to be a long vowel anymore. Now it's going to make the short vowel sound. Let's chunk it up. V, n. Then. Very good. Our word is a then. Then. I wonder what would happen if we take away this T. Let's see if this is still a proper word, or a real word, I mean. Let's try to sound it out. H says, E says, N says, n. Let's try to blend it together. Hen. N. Hen. Hen. Very good. The word is hen. Ooh, I see a good word I could make. You can't see it, but on the other side of this camera, I have lots of other letters to choose from. And I'm going to put a consonant right here and another vowel right here. Now, this is kind of a tricky word because this vowel is going to follow a different rule now. But we're going to sound it out together, okay? This is a long E. Ear. The E on the end is silent. You don't hear that E. It's a sneaky E. Ear. Here. Here. Very good. The word is here. Not like you hear with your ears. That's a homonym for this word. But here, like we're here. We've arrived. Wonder what would happen if I take off the E at the end. What word do we have now? Is this still a long vowel in the middle? That's right. This is now going to become an R-controlled word. Let's try to sound it out together. When you see ER, that's going to make the sound. This R takes over the E, okay? That's what happens when you see an R next to an E like that. It's always going to say Let's sound it out again. Her. Very good. Let me see if I can find a word that is a little more difficult. Let's see. Bear with me for just a moment here. I have lots of letters to choose from on the other side of the camera, so let's see. We've got lots of vowels. Remember, our vowels are A, E, I, O, U. We have lots and lots of consonants. Ooh. I have a good one right here. Let's do a vowel team. Ready? We have O, I, L. This can be kind of a tricky word if you don't know how to decode this vowel team. O-I always says oi, 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 oi. So let's try to sound it out together. We know that O-I says oi, right? We know that L says what? That's right. Oh. We've got oi, oh. Okay, let's try to sound it out together. Oil. Let's blend it. Oil. Oil. Very good. The word is oil. We know OI says oi, right? Now I wonder what would happen if we tried to add a letter at the beginning of this word. Can you think of a word that rhymes with oil? I can think of a few. Let me see if I can find the letter that I'm looking for. Perfect. Look at this. This might sound like a nonsense word to you. This word is t. This is a T. This letter is a T. T. Oil. T. Oil. Let's blend it. Toil. Toil. That's right. This word is toil. Toil. Can you think of a word that rhymes with toil? Remember, rhyming words are words that have the same middle and ending sounds, but the beginning sound will change. So what do you think we need to do if we need to find a word that rhymes with the word toil? Which of these letters would we take away? Because remember, words that rhyme are words that sound the same at the middle and the end. That's right. We'd take away the first letter because the first letter or the first sound in the word would change. So now we're back to oil. That was our base word. Ooh. Let's add a B in front of that word. Now we know this is oil. What if we add a B in front of it? What does B say? That's right. B, B, B. Let's try to blend that together. B, oil. B, oil. Boil. Boil. That's right. The word is boil. Very good. You notice how we changed the first letter and we made a word that rhymes with toil? I bet we can make another word that rhymes with this word. So far we've made oil, toil, and boil. I can think of another one. Let's see if I can find the right letter here. I'm looking for an F. Ah, here we go. Where do you think I'm going to put the F? If I'm making a word that rhymes with oil, boil, and toil, what letter do you think needs to change? That's right, the first letter. What does F say? Very good. Let's chunk this up. We know this says oil. We know OI is a vowel team that says oi. We know L says ol. So this is oil. What does F say? So let's try to blend that together. Foil. Foil. Foil, very good. The word is foil. I've got two L's on the end. An E, ooh, that's kind of a big E. And an F. This is a new one. Let's see if we can figure it out. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness, you know what I noticed? We have a double consonant right here. These are both L's. When we read this word, are we going to say ol, or are we just going to say ol? That's right, we blend them together to make one sound. Let's try this again. Oh. Fell. Fell. Very good. Our word is fell, like I fell down. I bet I could change one letter and it'll change the whole word. Can you think of a word that rhymes with fell? I can think of one. What would happen if I put the W in place of the F? What's our new word? Oh. Well. Well. Very good. The word is well. What do you think would happen, though, if I changed my vowel? Because remember, every word has to have at least one what? One vowel. So if I change my vowel, that might change the word. What if I put an A here? What's our new word? Remember, we had well. What do we have now? Oh. This is a tricky word because in this word, the A makes an sound because it's in front of these two L's. Wall. Wall. Our word is wall. Very good. Are you noticing the different patterns whenever we make words? I've noticed lots of different patterns. I've noticed, like I said, that every word has a vowel. This is very important because whenever you're learning how to spell words and how to write, especially when you write, and especially when you read, you have to know that every word has a vowel so that you know how to spell your words and you know how to sound them out. And that's why it's so important to know what the vowel sounds are, right? Because some of them are kind of tricky, just like I said. In this word, the A doesn't sound like a proper A. It kind of makes an sound. So we really need to focus on that. It's very important for us to know what sounds our vowels make in relation to what letters might be around them, right? Because the reason the A sounds kind of funny is because it's got two L's on the end. Because let me show you this. Guess what? This is still a word. Now we've got the word all. All, like all of you. So, I hope you enjoyed our word making game today. And really quick, I want to talk about the most important things that we learned today. So remember, every word has to have a vowel. Our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. And we talked about a couple different spelling patterns today. We had some vowel teams where we had two different vowels next to each other that made one sound. We had some consonants. The consonants are all the other letters in the alphabet that aren't vowels. We had some double consonants, right? Because like I said, if you see this word, you're not going to say all. You're just going to say all, right? It's almost like you're taking this one away and you're just going to say all. All right? So those are some very important things to remember when you come across words and you're reading them so that you know how the word is supposed to sound. I really hope you enjoyed our word making game today. Thank you for watching.